welcome back into Studio 10, everybody, and I hope you will allow us to struck you with some artistic inspiration this afternoon. And that's because we're here with David Such, the owner of Struck Studio, and Lauren Gehrig, who's here with us today. How are you both?
Doing great.
Doing wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you so much for making time for us and joining us here today. Yeah. And we are surrounded by such incredible and beautiful art that you've brought here with us this afternoon. But it all ties back to Struck Studios. So, David, tell me a little bit about the space that you've curated.
Struck Studio is in North Lansing at on Turner Street, and it all started with the building, actually. Yeah. Like I drove by this space, and it was for sale, and I thought this would be a cool art gallery.
That is awesome.
So I took a peek at it and bought it, and away we went.
That's awesome. That's how I know you're a true artist, because sometimes you may not see the picture right then and there, but you can see the vision, and then all you have to do is just kind of make it come to light.
Yeah, I'm a very idealistic person, so when I look at something rough, I can always see the finished product.
You can see the finished product, right? That's awesome. So I'm sure Lauren could agree.
Yes.
But you know what, David? You worked with Lauren, but you've worked with a lot of different artists too as well. So talk to me about what type of artwork you always want to make sure you have in your gallery. What are you looking for?
I like sculpture a lot, and part of the name Struck Studio came from the word structure, which, and I'm a big fan of steel and sculptural art. I also have a lot of wall space there too, so I'm always looking for good sculpture at the gallery and artists who do sculpture. But I also, like I said, I also have a lot of wall space. So
that's awesome. And I'm sure on that wall space you'll find a lot of Lauren's work, which has a lot of structure to it here as well. But like I said, a lot of your work is in there now. It's been there in the past, and I know you're one of the artists that does work very closely with David. So talk to me about what's that experience been like when you get to see your work really showcased up there for the community.
It's beautiful. It's been a joy working with David. We met several years ago through the Nelson Gallery, and then it's been cool seeing this endeavor with Struck Studio develop. And the show that I was in last summer was with 4 artists across different generations, different parts of their artistic journeys. So it was really cool just to see different artists, different voices come together, and how, you know, someone who's been painting for, 30 plus years, someone who's, I'm in academia, I've been painting for a while, someone who's like just starting out, getting their voice. It was really beautiful to see our works come together, and I think Struck is in a great location for the community just to walk in and experience art. So it's been beautiful.
And especially because, like you said, this started with Nelson Gallery. I love the way that you all connect and network together to really make sure that the heart of creativity and the heart of art it gets to be showcased to everyone all around. Yeah. But art is not only pictures, it's not only sculptures, but it's also our words, our poems, right, and the way that we express ourselves. So I want you to tell me about an event you just did, Shift Lock, a metaphor for changing perspectives. Tell us about what this event was.
Well, during one of the openings for a show we had, I had a young man came into the gallery and introduced himself to me, and in our conversation he said, well, I'm an artist, but I also collect typewriters. Oh, okay. And he had like 30 typewriters, and he said, anytime you want to do something with typewriters, let me know. Okay. And so I got thinking about it, and I came up with an idea to write a letter, to have people, invite people in, set up the typewriters, and invite people in to write a letter to somebody living or dead. And then just invited the community to come on in and do that. And the turnout was fabulous. Yeah,
and I can imagine how therapeutic that would be too, where you're writing a letter to somebody and you're getting a chance to tell them the words that you never got a chance to do. So tell me, how was that event received though from everyone who was there?
The turnout was amazing. And the fact that people that I had never met before came into that gallery and sat down at typewriters and started typing letters to whoever. And then people who didn't know each other were sitting across from each other. They got to know each other as well, and it just became this really cool event.
It is awesome. And I'm sure, like you said, for a lot of those people, that was the first time they were in Struck Studios, but it certainly won't be the last. So first, can you tell me about why it's so important to really be supporting our local artists and galleries right now, David, if you can let me know?
Well, these are weird times. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. And art, I've always found art as a kind of a therapeutic way to look at life and deal with it. So
that's awesome. Well, of course, thank you so much for joining us. And if you want to support more local artists, we've got that information right here on your screen. But don't go anywhere just yet. Lauren is going to stick around with us, and she's going to really give us the artist approach after the break.